Magicka 2 is total co-op chaos in a way that can be both hilarious and overwhelming. Sometimes I felt like a sorcery savant, furiously tapping out the perfect elemental combination for my situation. At others, my efforts were artificially thwarted by cheap deaths, especially when playing solo. Magicka 2 can be an unreasonably cruel mistress, but its charming world and sophisticated mechanics kept me coming back, particularly when I brought a friend or two along. By entering combinations of 10 magical elements, Magicka 2 lets you discover a crazy number of different spells, and amazingly, all of them wind up being useful at one point or another. There's a clear logic to how the spell weaving works, and encounters are designed to encourage players to utilize it intelligently. Get drenched with water, and lightning becomes deadly. Conjure some fire, and cast it on yourself to dry off. Then try casting 4 elements and a barrier on yourself to absorb whatever your enemies are throwing at you. How about some fire and earth to chuck a fireball back at your attackers? These are simple examples, and through its relatively short 6 to 8 hours, Magicka 2's comedy-filled campaign constantly asks you to deepen your understanding of its systems to solve ever more convoluted scenarios. The thing is, even just that last example requires you to remember all those combinations on the fly and to enter around 15 button commands in a matter of seconds. It's a complexity that reminds me of a fighting game, which is great, except that unlike a fighting game, there are no useful, always ready attacks to throw out willy-nilly, so even simple situations are mechanically demanding. Even if you cast all the right spells flawlessly, there are several insane difficulty spikes where you can die instantly from attacks that knock you off ledges, or that just insta-give you if you don't have the right defensive spell up. The worst was when I'd get knocked off screen, causing me to die without even knowing where I was. Playing solo, some of these checkpoints are infuriating, but the second a friend would jump in to help, the frustration melted away. You can play up to 4-player co-op, and I highly recommend that you do, because allies can continuously revive one another, often turning freak deaths into side-splitting comedy instead. Friendly fire is in full effect, so there's lots of opportunities for things to go delightfully wrong. Ooh, kinda like that. Levels are littered with Easter eggs and a bevy of unlocks that allow you to customize your character and even game-changing modifiers. Combine that with a slew of challenges to complete after the story's done and the zany, unpredictable nature of co-op, and Magicka 2 can provide long-lasting, if occasionally frustrating and demanding, good times. For more on Magicka 2, keep it right here on IGN.